Hello friends and welcome back. I'm Miss Ann with Grow Creations and today is a very special day. It is a Santa Lucia Day. This is a holiday that is generally celebrated in Sweden. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn a little bit about the holiday from this wonderful book called Christmas Around the World. Sweden has their own page. Isn't that fun? So, the December 13th is Santa Lucia Day, and on Lucia morning, almost all Swedish homes, offices, and schools choose a Lucia, or a girl, to play the part of Lucia. These Lucias dress in long white gowns, each tied at the waist with a red ribbon. Their hair may be sprinkled with glitter that catches the light from the crown of candles that they wear. This custom honors the old legend in which Saint Lucia appears, her head encircled with light, bringing food during a terrible famine. Boys are also dressed in white, but instead of candles, they wear a tall cone-shaped paper hat covered with stars. They sing Lucia carols as they serve coffee and lussekatter, or saffron buns, Lucy buns, and ginger biscuits to everyone in the area. So that's just a little bit of the history found in Christmases around the world. Another fun book that features Lucia, Santa Lucia, is the Disney's It's a Small World, Christmas Around the World, and this one also has a beautiful page for Sweden. But today, I want to read a very special book. It is called Hannah's Christmas by Melissa Peterson. In November, when reindeer come and look for food in the winter behind her grandmother's farm, Hannah's father got a new job. Hannah and her family had to say goodbye to Mormor, which is mother's mother in Swedish, and the farm and all the rest of Sweden. They were going to make a new home in America. What Hannah's mother and father liked best about America was how friendly the neighbors were. What Hannah's baby brother Sven liked best about America was the boxes. What Hannah liked best about America was nothing. She missed Sweden. She missed the farm. Most of all, she missed Mormor. In early December, a crate arrived from Sweden. "It's from Mormor," cried Hannah. Inside, nestled in a bed of straw, were all sorts of goodies: a box of chocolates, some jars of Mormor's handmade jam, a stack of Christmas presents wrapped in starry paper, and a long, lacy white dress with a silky red sash for Hannah to wear on Santa Lucia Day. Hannah couldn't wait. In Sweden, on Santa Lucia Day, the oldest girl in the family puts on a special white dress and a beautiful crown made from fir branches and candles. Then she serves a breakfast of Lucia buns to her family. "Mama, when will it be Santa Lucia Day?" Hannah asked. "Soon," Mama replied, "but sweetheart, I won't have time to make you a crown or bake Lucia buns this year. I'm afraid I won't even have time to get the house ready for Christmas." Hannah was so disappointed she nearly cried. Now she had one more thing to miss about Sweden. Mama took the treats to the kitchen, and Hannah put down the dress with a sigh. She closed her eyes, leaned over the side of the crate, and breathed in the sweet, grassy scent of the straw. It smelled like the farm. It smelled like home. She leaned over even further. "Hey, what would you do?" cried a grumpy voice. Hannah was so surprised she almost fell into the crate. Scowling at her from the straw was a tiny little man. His woolen cap was as red as a holly berry, and his bushy white beard reached all the way to the tips of his shiny black boots. "A Tomten!" Hannah cried in wonder. Hannah knew all about Tomtens from her grandmother's stories. They were magical creatures who lived on farms and helped with the chores. "If a Tomten is happy, he'll bring you good luck," Mormor had told her. "If he's unhappy, watch out." He'll cause no end of mischief. This Tomten didn't look happy at all. You nearly squished me flat, the little man said crossly, as if I hadn't been through enough already. Imagine, there I was, having a nice snooze in the barn, when suddenly I'm scooped up, straw and all, and dumped into this blasted crate. He climbed nimbly over the side. Where the thunder am I? He demanded, marching over to the window. One look outside, he began to shriek. Where's the barn? Where are my friends, the goats and the geese? Where are the reindeer in the woods and the snow-covered hills? They're in Sweden, Hannah said sadly. You're in America now. Look at that, isn't he? He looks so upset. Impossible, shouted the Tomten. He grabbed Mama's favorite vase from the coffee table and smashed it on the floor. Mama came in a hurry. What happened? She cried. Oh, Hannah, not my blue vase. Hannah tried to explain about the Tomten, but he had disappeared behind a chair. Mama didn't believe her and scolded her for telling tales. Do you see the Tomten? Oh, not a troublemaker. That was just the beginning of Hannah's bad luck. Over the next few days, things went wrong all through the house. Papa's socks disappeared from his dresser drawer. The oven was turned up so high that Mama's pork roast burnt to a crisp. The dining room chairs were wrapped in paper towels like mummies. Hannah often caught the Tomten at his mischief, but he always hid when a grown-up came into the room, so she got blamed for everything. We understand that you're homesick, said Mama and Papa, but enough is enough. You're right, enough is enough, thought Hannah, and she went looking for the Tomten. She found the Tomten in the kitchen, pouring salt into the sugar bowl. I understand that you're homesick, she told him, but enough is enough. You haven't even tried to like it here. What's there like? Grumbled the Tomten. No animals to talk to, no wood to chop, no paths to sweep, no wind in the fir trees to sing me to sleep at night. Hannah thought for a moment. I could make you a bed near my window, she suggested, and I could sing you to sleep. Humph, said the Tomten. But he stopped pouring. There's plenty of sweeping to do right here, Hannah pointed out. Humph, said the Tomten again, and he put down the salt. Hannah got a big wicker laundry basket and took it to her room. The Tomten followed her, watching closely as she set it up by the window and put in a blanket for padding. Now we need a sheet, said Hannah. The Tomten grabbed something white and lacy from her chair. What's this? He said gruffly. I suppose it's too good for an old fellow like me. That's my Santa Lucia dress, Hannah said with a sigh. You may as well use it for a sheet. I won't be wearing it this year. What? Shouted the Tomten. Why in thunder not? Isn't tomorrow Santa Lucia Day? Have you forgotten about Sweden already? Of course not, Hannah shot back. But I don't have a crown, and Mama's too busy to make Lucia buns. The Tomten snorted. Bosh and balderdash, is that all? We can make you a crown, and I happen to think Mormore's jam on toast is as tasty as Lucia buns any day. The Tomten's voice was as gruff as usual, but Hannah saw a kindly gleam in his eyes. Okay, she said shyly. I'll get some paper and scissors and glue. That's more like it, said the Tomten. Look at that, they're making their own crown. Out of paper. At dawn the next day, Hannah put on her Santa Lucia dress and sash, and the Tomten placed the crown on her head. Silently, they tiptoed to the kitchen to make breakfast for the family. The Tomten insisted on eating several spoonfuls of jam, just to make sure it was Mormore's usual recipe. But there was still plenty left for the toast. When everything was ready, Hannah carried the tray upstairs to her parents' room. Happy Santa Lucia Day, she sang out. Her parents opened their eyes in surprise. Why, Hannah, said her father, How did you manage all this? Oh, I had a little luck on my side, Hannah said with a grin. Look at that, isn't she pretty in her white dress? The whole family enjoyed the feast. After the last crumb of toast had been devoured, Mama threw back her bed covers. Come, Hannah, she said. Let's see if your luck helps us find the box of Christmas decorations. The rest of the unpacking will just have to wait. That was the beginning of a busy, busy day. By evening, the house smelled like the woods behind Mormore's farm. Evergreen boughs graced all the doorways. The decorations were up, and Hannah and Mama had even baked a batch of cookies. This is just like Christmas at home, Papa said, admiring the tree. This is home, Hannah said with a smile. Hidden behind the fragrant tree, the Tomtins smiled too. Do you see him? Where's the... Oh, there he is! The end. Isn't that a great story? It's Hannah's Christmas. It's my favorite Santa Lucia story. Another great one that you can read and purchase on your own is Lucia Morning in Sweden. It's a really fun book, and it comes with a song. Because, oh, and patterns. Because if you want to make your own dress, it comes with the patterns for the girls' outfits, the boys' out, and everything. So the song that you sing is called Santa Lucia, and there isn't a great English translation, but it goes something like this. Night goes with heavy step round hearth and hearth. Round earth the sun departs, leaves the woods brooding. Then in the dark house appears with lighted candles Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. Then in the dark house appears with lighted candles Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. A folk song. That's the tune, is the Napoleon folk song, and it's called Santa Lucia. I love that song. So I hope that today you will grab some ginger snaps and some hot chocolate and celebrate this very special Swedish holiday. I'll see you soon and have a great day. Bye.